Got a fun project today. Figured I'd bring you guys along for what I've got to do. This is a 22 single shot bolt action that I picked up last December for $95. I love the single shot bolt actions. I'm not a big fan on semi-automatics at all whatsoever. Well, good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from Northern Maine, the Rustic log cabin. Welcome to my shop today. In the trapping shed today, it is 90, it's going to be 97 degrees today with a high humidity. Right now it's 80. It's 9:30 in the morning, something like that. I guess it's 10:30, so I've already been down here for an hour. But 10:30 in the morning, it's all of 80 degrees out there, high humidity. So if you hear a fan in the background, that's because you do. Working in the shop today. Got a fun project today. Figured I'd bring you guys along for what I've got to do. This is a 22 single shot bolt action that I picked up last December for $95. I love the single shot bolt actions. I'm not a big fan on semi-automatics at all whatsoever in what I do. This is a dependable 22. It will not fail me in the winter time when it is 20 below zero. What that means is it won't freeze up. But that's not what we're talking about today. What I've got to do to this gun, any gun that I carry always has a sling on it. So this gun doesn't have any way to put a sling on it, this rifle. So what I've picked up, and I'm doing this because, you know, you could send this out to a gunsmith, or you can do it yourself. It's really not that difficult to do. Go to the gun store, get yourself some studs for it. I like the ones that's just a plain stud because all of my slings have got this piece on them. It's a tooth that slides back and forth, and then you can tighten it up. So I can take one sling from one rifle to another rifle or a shotgun or whatever. All I mount in the gun is the studs, and I'm good to go. And then this is going to be my trapping rifle, as well as I picked up. I own two of these now. I've been trying to find them for several years, and in the last 5 years I found another one, and then I just found this one last December. I like the ones that's got the big plunger on the back for pulling. I want them for my grandsons because I know that they're a good, safe rifle. So to do this project, all that you need is, number one, is a rifle. You need the studs, and then a drill with the proper drill for your studs. I'm not going to use it, but if you want to take a little extra precaution, you can put a little black tape on your drill bit for the depths, and that way when you drill in, you can drill down to the black tape that's on your bit, and you know you've got the proper depth. I'm a 40 year carpenter, retired, so drilling and cutting wood is not one of the things that scares me. But if you want to take a little extra precaution, that's perfectly acceptable to do. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to shut this down. I'm going to go over to my workstation, more lights, and I can get a different kind of camera on it. And then we're just going to install the studs in this rifle. So, all right. So there's the stuff right there. Now this one was $19. I got it at the gun store. It comes with 4 pieces. This is the piece that you can put on the strap yourself if you want. Usually when you buy these slings, well, the ones I've bought, and it seems like they always came with it, but who knows? I don't remember. There's a long one and a short one. The long one goes at the back of the gun. The short one goes at the front of the gun. Basically because on the front of the gun, now this one's got lots of wood, but sometimes this piece can be thin. Now I'm going to go get some oil, and I think I'm going to go get a little bigger drill too. And I think this is just a little bit too small. I didn't want to go too big. What you like is to have the center open with just the threads out. Oh, and while we're here, have a sip of coffee with me this morning. When it's 97 degrees, this old boy does not work out in the sun very long. So I've got another hunt shack to build, and I was hoping to work on it today, but by golly, I'm going to spend some time in the shop today. I've got a couple of things going on anyways. I got to take care of this rifle. I'm also, because we're building up Beaver Creek, and everybody knows that we're building up Beaver Creek for hunting camp, I'm still right now preparing for bear season and bear trapping season, which sounds like it's a ways off, but in reality it's just around the corner. So I've started gathering up my different materials for that, as far as what I'm going to be using for bait this year. Bait is always an issue because it's a cost thing. You know, you want to use as little as possible, but what I mean in money, you give them all kinds of bait, but you want to use stuff that's fairly inexpensive, because it costs a lot of money to feed a dozen bears. That sounds kind of weird, but up at the Rustic log cabin back in 2016, it was 2016, I didn't get a bear in 2016, but I had more than a dozen bears coming in. And the reason I didn't get them is because bears are smart. It doesn't matter how much food you throw at them. Everybody thinks, oh, we're going to bait a bear and we're going to get a bear. It doesn't happen that way. Sometimes you bait bears, they figure you out, and then they only come out to the bear bait when you're not there. And that's what happened to me in 2016. I stopped using that site. Actually, that was the last year I used it, because with bears, once you educate them, they do not forget. So I've let some time go by on that site. It's been, like I said, 2016. So I let some time go by on that site, and it's a great site. I like it because it's pretty close to the cabin. But once they figured you out, all you're doing is feeding bears, and it's expensive to feed that many bears. They were eating on that site, they were eating 6 55-gallon drums of food in a week. 1 week. But that's the way it went. I ended the season, I hunted hard, I ended the season with no bears. And I tried everything you can imagine. Once they got me figured out, it was really, I had a sow come in with cubs and stuff like that, which is no way I would shoot a sow with cubs, no way in heck. I had maybe 1 or 2 really small bears that came in. I can't remember really, it's back in 2016, but that was the last year I used that site anyways. And now we're building up Beaver Creek, and this being the first year, I'm not exactly sure how many bears are there. I know they're there. They're in everybody's backyard, it's just you don't see them. I know there's a big one. I had a big one come through the cabin last fall, come right by the cabin that I was building. So we're going to see what happens. I'm hoping that we're building in a really good spot as far as a bear bait's concerned, as well as the bear trapping. So I plan on doing both cabins this year. I would like to go to the Rustic log cabin for at least a week. You know, the season is short, so I have shooting season and then I have trapping season. So I would like to spend a week in there on trapping season and just see what happens. You know, you can only try. So, but hey, have your coffee. Let's go get that gun fixed. Alrighty, we're back with a little bit bigger drill bit. What that's going to give me is just a little test hole. That's perfect. Now what I also brought back was just a little bit of, there's not much in here, but what I want to do is I just want to put, whoops, I guess there's enough in there. I just want to put a little bit of oil on that stud before I screw it in there. It'll just make it go easier. Hard to do things and have it so you guys can see. So yeah, we're just going to get that started. Get it started straight. Whoops, I didn't drill that hole, did I? You guys didn't let me know what I was doing. There. Now she'll go in there. Snug it up, but don't over snug it. Yeah, there's the first one. Not a bad little gun for $95. Same deal here, a little spot of oil. We'll do it over the rag this time. Good project on a hot day. I just went back and looked at the video and for whatever reason that camera stopped recording. So So here, I guess I got the first one on. I drilled the second one, and the camera stopped at 2 seconds. Something about lost resolution. But anyways, I got the second stud in. These right here are the turn type where you lock them in, press the button, and then they come right off. I like that because when I'm in a tree stand, I do take the sling off my gun because it's something that does have, sometimes can make a noise. So all of my rifles are set up that way. Put that in there, press the button, and the sling is on. So this is a nice little gun. This is a Stevens model 15-A. A lot of times people ask me what the brand of gun it is. Well, that's a Stevens. And this is the first gun that I ever owned, this style. So that's why when I go looking for guns now, rifles of single shot 22s, this is what I want. And this is what I want my grandsons to learn on. It teaches patience. They don't shoot a lot of ammunition, as well as they learn how to shoot. So that's why I picked up these guns, because I think these are the perfect learning gun for a 10-year-old boy. So, well, that's going to wrap this one up. So thank you for coming along, and I will see you next week.